mystical chants. Once upon a time, in a small village nestled among the rolling hills, there was a young girl named Lila who was born with a special talent for dancing and chanting praises. From the moment she could walk, she would sway and twill to the music of the wind and hum the most beautiful melodies that seemed to come out from the depth of her soul. The villagers were in awe of Lila's talent and would often gather around her to watch her perform. Her graceful movements and enchanting voice had a way of lifting the spirits of all who listened, and she quickly became the heart and soul of the community. Lila, with her voice so sweet, would chant to the villagers. Gather round, dear village folk, in the golden light of dawn. I sing my praises from the heart to you, my people, ever found. With voices raised in harmony, let our spirits intertwine. In gratitude and joy we stand in this circle divine. For each soul that walks this earth brings a light that shines so bright. In unity we find our strength, together in love's sweet flight. So let us dance and sing as one in this village we call home. May our praises lift us high. In this moment we are not alone. News of Lila, the talented young lady, soon reached the palace. The king himself invited Lila to perform before him. Lila started a chant of praise, dancing before the king. Almighty ruler, noble king, I offer praises to your name. In grace and wisdom you do reign. In your kingdom may I find my claim. Your presence shines like the sun, guiding us with royal grace. May your reign be prosperous and strong. In your hands our faith will place. Beneath your rule we stand as one, united in loyalty and faith. In your courts we find our home. In your wisdom we find our faith. The king was highly impressed. In his kingdom resided a great talent. He hurriedly announced to everyone, send out invites to neighboring village. Let everyone come and witness Lila's performance. Invite them all to the upcoming harvest festival. The villagers all began to prepare, telling whoever wished to hear. However, Lila's good days were soon cut short when tragedy struck the village. One sunny afternoon, Lila went out to the field to gather wildflowers for a special performance she had planned for the upcoming harvest festival. But as the sun began to set and Lila had not returned, panic spread throughout the village like wildfire. The villagers searched high and low for Lila, combing through the fields and forests, calling out her name desperately. But as the minutes turned into hours and day started turning night, hope began to fade. The once vibrant village seemed to lose its sparkle without Lila's presence, and the music and laughter that once filled the air were replaced with silence. As the sun began to dip below the horizon and the shadows lengthened in the dense forest, Lila felt a sense of unease creeping over her. She had wandered deeper into the woods than ever before. The trees loomed overhead, their tangled branches casting air shapes on the forest floor. Lila's heart began to race as she quickened her pace. Suddenly, a low growl echoed through the trees, causing Lila to freeze in her tracks. Her eyes darted nervously around the forest, searching for the source of the sound. And then it emerged from the shadows. A monstrous creature with claws and glowing eyes stepped out from behind a thick oak tree. Its sharp teeth gleamed in the fading light, and its heavy footstep echoed through the silence of the forest. Lila's heart pounded in her chest as she took a cautious step back, her hands trembling. The monster's eye looked into Lila, its gaze piercing through her like a dagger. It let out another menacing growl. The sound, loud through the trees, sending shivers down Lila's spine. She knew she needed to act fast if she wanted to escape the creature's grasp. Instinctively, Lila began to chant, her voice ringing out with a power she had never felt before. She began, "In the forest deep, where shadows dwell, I chant to you, O creature of the night, with heart and soul, my praises swell. In the darkness, let my words take flight. Ancient spirits, wild and free, listen to the music of the star. As my voice waves a bound, let love flow. Let us find unity, never to part." As the last notes faded into the night, the monster bowed its head in a silent gesture of respect, and with a final glance in Lila's direction, it turned and disappeared into the shadows, leaving her alone in the silent forest once more. Lila stood, frozen in a place, her heart pounding hard after her encounter with the mysterious monster in the forest. Lila felt a sense of both fear and wonder swelling within her. She knew she needed to find her way back to the safety of the village. As she stumbled through the thick undergrowth, the shadows of the forest seemed to whisper and shift around her, making it difficult to discern which direction she should go. Panic began to rise within her chest, but a voice deep inside her urged her to stay calm and trust her instinct. Suddenly, a soft glow appeared in the distance, beckoning to Lila like a guiding light. Intrigued and desperate for any sign of hope, she followed the gentle flow, feeling a sense of peace and warmth washing over her. As she drew closer, she followed their gentle presence to guide her safely back to the village. After what felt like hours of wandering through the shadowy forest, Lila finally emerged from the trees into the familiar clearing of her village. As Lila stepped into the warm embrace of her fellow villagers, she knew deep in her heart that she had experienced something truly magical and mysterious in the depths of this forest. And as she shared her tale and the guiding lights that led her back home, the villagers marveled at the wonders of the world. And from that day on, Lila was known as the girl who had been guided back to the village by the light, a living testimony to the mysterious and enchanting ways of the world.